So I was sitting there listening to Alex, and I tell you, I'm afraid of heights too. My hands were sweating, and I was just sitting thinking to myself, I live a pretty boring life. But when you hear about his preparation, when you hear about everything he thinks of when he climbs solo, it's completely opposite to what I'm doing. We're thinking to ensure that we have triple protection in terms of how we deliver the services. I would never climb alone. We have a team. We have a team that builds the services that you all run on. We have a team to ensure that there is redundancy, high availability, and I wouldn't for a second think about doing this alone. The excitement that I have in my life is to figure out how fast can we move a petabyte of data. And that's obviously in sharp contrast to what Alex is doing. So speaking about data, data is everywhere. It is exploding. We are seeing data, and we're trying to figure out how can we utilize the data that we're all collecting. This sample I have behind me is just data that gets collected in a single day. A single day. And it's a reflection of what occurs in your business on an everyday basis. Obviously, these numbers seem extremely large and was probably unimaginable just about 10, 20 years ago. Today, they're a reality. And as I said, it's probably a reflection what is going on in your business. So what do you do with an internet population where we now have 60% of the total population being able to generate data at a speed we've never seen before? What are we doing with all this data, whether it's voice, whether it's images, whether it's on other type of unstructured data or structured data? We want to get insight to it. And the reason why we want to get insight to the data that we're generating, we truly want to derive value from all of this data. And we want to figure out how we can operationalize the data for better outcomes for our clients. And I think it's extremely important to understand that it's not only the data itself, it's how data are delivered across many, many different channels, and how we can actually deal with a massive amount of data that we're having. We have technologies that support the amount of data that's being generated. And all of those technologies are evolving at the same speed as we see the data growth are occurring. We're seeing that the technology convergence that we're supporting the massive amount of data is coming to life. And this is all something that we have to consider in terms of how we deliver the services, how we deliver our products, how we operate with the massive amount of data that we want to have insights to. We have everything from faster and faster compute power. Moore's law truly sets in. We have new technologies like GPUs. We can operate in massive parallel environments to deliver very, very sophisticated methods of how we get insight to the data. We have network speeds that we've never seen before. We are seeing gigabyte speed delivered to our households to deliver content, or we can upload images, movies, interact with our fellow people around the globe in real time. We're seeing 5G being introduced in terms of mobile activity, and that's going to open up a whole new channel for IoT devices. The expectation is that IoT is probably going to generate a 7-fold more data that you'll see on Facebook today. And that's going to happen just within the next year or two. We're going to see AI, and we're going to see AI evolve very, very, very drastically and very fast, because we truly want to make sure that the data volume that we have, we can do something with it. We will be able to get the insight. We are seeing the birth of much more significant biometrics. Anything from the standard fingerprint that you have on your phone today. You're going to see facial recognition. You're going to see when you have to do what Will talked about, two-factor authentication, that is no longer done with a single click or entering a code. There'll be facial recognition where you may be asked, look up to the right to understand that this is the livelihood of how you're operating. It'll be voice recognition where you basically just can say a sentence into your phone in order to gain access to the data and to the services that your clients will provide. You'll see a world where all the features that you may need to deliver a business solution is delivered on the internet through web services. Everything that you want to connect to generate a solution can now be built using a variety of different web services. APIs, things that you can piece together to provide solutions. You'll see cloud computing. You've seen the public clouds, such as Amazon, Azure, Google, Oracle. They're all delivering services in terms of infrastructure services that we never thought possible. And these are things that we don't really have to be concerned about how they actually manage it. It's there, we can build on top of these services. And then you're seeing the birth of platforms. Platforms has been around now for 20, 25 years. And the reason why platforms become so effective is they embed all of this technology, all of these thinkings into the platform, so you don't have to worry about the core plumbing. You should really worry about how do you build your business and how do you build what is unique for you and your business in terms of application so you can service your clients. So we have built solutions for close to 63 years at this point in time. We have really accelerated the solution space, as Wayne talked about, over the last 20, 30 years. But building standalone solutions or solutions that serve a specific purpose is no longer the way that people think about how you have to build solutions for your customer base. You're thinking more and more, how can I tie together different solutions that will be built for all of my client base that are served within a corporation? And when you build those type of solutions, you want to make sure you can do that with the client in mind. So obviously, we are listening to our clients. We want to learn from you. We want to hear from you. What are the things that's on your mind when you build business solutions? And what we heard from you was, well, first of all, you wanted us to deliver the solution at a much faster pace. Gone are the days where we go up and we build a solution and you hope to get it live in the next 1.5 to 2 years. That is simply not the speed that businesses expect to deliver solutions. We're at this point in time speaking about you want to have solutions in place in weeks or months. Sometimes you may even want to get things up and running within minutes. And I truly believe that a lot of the technology is headed to the way where you will be able to log in and you'll be able to have a pre-provisioned environment that you just could start working on, whatever the solution is. We heard from you that you want to have integration capabilities, and that's not just between the products that we deliver. You want to have integration capabilities with the big world outside our universe. You want to understand how can I benefit from the technologies that others are providing and integrate that in to the products that FICOs deliver. We heard from you that you want to have our solutions delivered on a global scale. We work with global companies, and these global companies obviously have representation anywhere in the world. At the same time, we're also being restricted with compliance requirements, so data may not have to leave certain regions or certain areas. So delivering it in a global context is extremely important for most of our clients. We heard that you would like to have better access to the FICO IP. So it's not good enough that we take the IP, package it, and then deliver a packaged solution. We hear that you really wanted to gain access to that IP in terms of APIs, so you can build your own solutions to your specifications. And ultimately, you should be able to build exactly the same way that we build our package solution to build your solutions. You should really be able to create a sheer image of the way that we are building our solutions. And finally, what we heard is that you expect that we protect your investments in the things that you are building, and not only protect it, that we continue to innovate. Because nobody wants to make an investment, then I have to do a refresh 2 or 3 or 4 years later. So all these requirements really builds up to us building one platform. We started about 12 years ago. We're on a third iteration of the platform, by far the most powerful iteration of the platform ever. The platform has been built with all of the technologies in mind that we just spoke about recently. It has been built with the requirements in mind that it's an open platform, API-enabled. It has all the basic things that you would expect from a platform in terms of scalability and security. And it has the combination, as you'll see, of both packaged applications and the ability for you to build applications from scratch. We will be able to deliver that platform in your way. It could be delivered on the public cloud. It can be delivered in your private cloud. It can be delivered on-prem, or it can be delivered in others' public clouds. So any which way that you want to have your environment deliver, we will be able to support. So what is the platform? Well, we started out building the platform on a foundation of trust. Everything that we built from the get-go was all around how do we think about security. And we took every single security aspect in terms of how you have to think about how you build the platform. Things in transport has to be encrypted. Things when they're stored on the platform has to be encrypted. We have to ensure that we adhere to compliance. So everything that we do is PCI compliant, has ISO 27001 certification. These are inherently built into the platform and everything that transacts on the platform. It should be table stakes. You should not have to worry about it. But if you do like 500 other of our clients are doing on an annual basis, go in and validate that what we are saying is truly true. And we continue to pass these audits with flying colors. We also built all the operational aspects into the platform. That's just basic things for how do you scale. If you want to go from 1,000 transactions to 100,000 transactions, why don't we build in auto-scaling so we can extract and subtract the technology and the infrastructure as we see fit? We have built in automatic monitoring, so when you develop solution, the monitoring solutions comes with it. So that foundation of trust is absolutely a must for any platforms. What we added on top of that foundation of trust was a series of microservices. And these microservices, everything from how you can tie in your data set and start exploring your data sets in preparation for machine learning and AI. We build in the capabilities to use those insights to build sophisticated models or use existing models that we have cataloged and you should be able to deliver to you on the platform itself. We create and monitor the outcome of the models on the platform so you can see how they perform over time. You can change it. You can build it. You will get to the point where the models itself will understand a certain threshold, alarm you if they don't perform to your expectation, and ultimately we get to the point where models may be able to be built by the machines themselves. So all these microservices is really what's sitting up on top of the platform. And when you go out and look at the booth here, you'll see all the things that we have built on top of the platform. We obviously, as Wayne said, build a series of prepackaged applications that is sitting on the platform. These are the strategy directors of the world. These are new application workbench, Falcon X. And we build that to truly prove that all the APIs that's on the platform is working. We want to drink our own champagne. We want to make sure that these things are working. In addition to that, you should be able to build your own applications using the exact same APIs that we're using to build our solutions. And then finally, in order to gain speed in certain verticals, we build templates so you can draw the benefits of, say, things like telcos, where we may build telco templates for certain solutions that just sits on top, that may get you 85% of where you want to be with maybe only a 15% customization. So speed to market. We are seeing a significant amount of our customer base already being on either version 1, 2, or 3 of the platform, all around the globe. This is just a small subset of clients that currently is utilizing our platform technologies. And we are seeing an ever-increasing growth in that area. And what our promise to you is, on the platform itself, we will continue to innovate. We will continue to add new features on a continued basis, whether that is things like AutoML, Instant ML. We are going to introduce things like the biometrics that we talked about. We are introducing things like RoboML, explainable AI. Many of these have already been delivered, and many of these things are to come. The good thing is, once it's available, it'll be available to all. We will embed it in our package solution, but you can utilize it as you build your services. So in summary, we have built one platform, one code base, the FICO platform. It is one platform. You can have endless possibilities in terms of what you can build, and you can get it delivered your way. So what I'm excited to understand, to learn from you, to collaborate on, is really all about what are you going to build on the platform, what is coming next. So with that, I want to thank you. I hope you'll have a fantastic FICO World 19, and looking forward to speak to many of you. Thank you very much.